Once we log in as an admin user, if we add items to our shopping cart, and when we try to place an order, what we have is we have validations when we hit the submit order. But what happens if a credit card is valid? Let's say we enter a valid credit card, and then if we hit submit order, it submits the form ignoring the validations, and we see an error message. How do we fix that? For that we will have to use JavaScript and SweetAlert. We have already added SweetAlert inside our underscore layout. If you see the script file, we have already added that. So let me open up the website for SweetAlert, where we can see the examples and how we can try out the error messages. We have the code here, which we will have to add when we add validations. We have the input types application user dot full name. We will remove the validations that we have here because we'll be implementing validations using SweetAlert. So let me remove all the validations and we'll scroll down where we have the button. In here we have the submit order and submit inquiry. In both of these we want validation. So in here we can implement an onClick method and we will invoke a JavaScript function. Let me call this as validate input. We have not created this, but we will add that. So what will happen is it will post only if validate input returns true. If it returns false, it will not do a post event and we won't see the error message. We will add the validation for both submit order as well as submit inquiry. Then if we scroll down, in here, after the Braintree we will create that JavaScript function. So we will add a function here. It will be validate input. Make sure the spelling is same as we have on the top. We will have to get all of the fields. So for name, let me call it app name, and we will get that using document.getElementById. We have to type the ID. Now ID of the field, if you remember on top, we have application user dot full name. But if you examine in the Chrome window, it will be application user underscore full name dot value. That will retrieve our input type for full name. Let me copy this and paste it 2 more times. We'll add this for phone number and email. So it will be application user underscore phone number and application user underscore email. We'll change the variable name here as well. Phone and email. Once we have this, then inside the function, we will check what are the values inside these input type. So we'll have an if condition. We'll check if appname.toString. If this is empty, then we want to display SweetAlert. So if we switch back here, we have the code. Let me copy this and we'll paste it in here. We do not want a footer. In the error message, let me modify this. And this looks good. We'll copy this app name and we'll paste it 2 more times for phone number and email. Let me make the modifications. Great, this looks good. Most important thing is if we display a SweetAlert, we want to return back false so that the form is not posted. So we'll copy this and paste it in both of the if conditions. If everything is valid at the end, we want to return true so that the form validations are successful and we can post the data. Once you add this, let me run the application and show you how it works. Let's log in as an admin user and add few items. And let's hit continue. This time when you hit the submit order, you will see first we have the validations and it does not even check the credit card. If we enter some value for name, we see the error for phone number. So this is looking good. If you want to spend some time, you can refactor the if conditions here to make sure that all of the validations are tested, and then you display a message of all the missing validations. But this will give you a base area to play around the validations. So even if you enter a valid credit card, but if the other details are missing, it will not validate the credit card and first show you the error messages. So great, our validations on the summary page are working as expected. Before I end this, if you go to debug, if you go to the inspect here, and let's inspect our element. So if you go on name, you can see the ID is application user underscore full name. If you go on email here, you see it's application user underscore email. In here, if you are getting any error messages, make sure that the user ID that you are giving must match what you see inside the debug window. If it's same, everything should work as expected.